Stop. 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 Hey, stop. 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 Okay. Oh, that's the background blur. Oh, it's not really blurred, is it? It's not really blurred. It's just the window shade. Okay. Hello, kitten. Hello, kitten. Riley. We can at least have some tree in the background. Okay. Hi. Hello, 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 hello. All right, so I have dog, 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 cat. I feel a little bit surrounded by love, which is a good thing. All right. Oh, there's me. Excellent. All right. Hello. Okay. So, there's some stuff going on. So we're in Mercury retrograde. Woo! Hi, hi, hi. So we're officially in the Mercury retrograde. This is very bright. Which is like, yay, sort of. But we're also in this alignment right now with Jupiter and Mars. And this is happening like the moon is in Gemini right now. And Jupiter is this planet that turns the volume up on stuff. Hi, hi, hi. So Jupiter turns the volume up on stuff, and Mars is the action planet. So being that we're in Mercury retrograde, it could be like something really great happening or coming, that you are like being pushed into action to do something, or it could be a communications issue, like a conversation that's long overdue, an argument that never got settled, maybe something that you never closed the door on. This could be something that you really want that's trying to come up for you. But this also could be a time when people are talking over each other and not listening. So it's important that we are taking a breath, as with all things for Mercury retrograde, right? We have a few more weeks of retrograde. We're going to get all the way into the first week of September with this. And it's important in retrograde that we are taking a breath, that we are allowing things to develop. But with this alignment of Jupiter and Mars, if you're feeling like you have some unfinished business somewhere, or that you haven't said something that, like stuck energy in the throat, have you been getting a sore throat? I just got back from Texas on Friday night, and I will tell you that I got there and all of a sudden my tongue had like all these little cuts on it. All these little cuts. I have no explanation of like, I didn't eat anything, I wasn't chewing on knives, I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden my tongue felt like it had all these little cuts on it. When I looked at it, I couldn't see anything, I couldn't really feel anything, but I could feel it in my mouth. And I thought, I need to watch my words while I'm at this conference. I need to watch my words, because I'm being told, watch your tongue. Because I kept looking in the mirror going, what's going on? Because I couldn't find like where the problem was. And so my higher mind, my higher guidance, my soul, my whatever that was helping to lead my body, right? Because our soul and our higher mind helps to lead the body, was saying you need to watch your mouth, watch your words. And this was really important because this was the first conference, first convention that I had been at for Mary Kay that was me not being a director. And so it was really important that I stayed in my authenticity. It stayed, so I have been a director with Mary Kay Cosmetics for 25 years, and I retired from that position, not the company, but from that position at the end of March. And so this is our annual convention, so it's a really big time to see everyone and visit, and a lot of my friends who are on the corporate staff, vice presidents and things, because I've been around for 25 years, 28 years. And so it was really a big deal to make sure that I was honoring my truth of why I retired and what I'm here to do. And it was really amazing because I was able to actually pick up some really important people as clients while I was there. So what is going on with you, or what might be going on with you, right? We're still in this first quarter of the moon. So energy, hi puppy, sorry. I'm getting nose butted in my lap here. What is going on with you that could be pushing you to deal with something that has been maybe forgotten or pushed under the carpet, something that is going on. So right now, while we're in this first quarter, the energy is still going up, right? We know that energy comes down to the new moon, so we can set our intentions, and then the energy goes up as we move towards the full moon. And so right now, in this week, while we have Jupiter and Mars that are in alignment for these next few days, and Mercury retrograde, what is going on for you that is pushing you? And so it might be nothing, maybe there's nothing that you noticed, but it's important that you are taking stock to say, okay, am I feeling like... And so for me, before I went to this conference, I felt very, very pulled to reach out to my niece and talk with her. We've had a rift that's not healable, but I always wanted to, wait till she was old enough to be able to try and see if we could maybe have a communication. And, that's not going to happen, and that's okay. But I got the information that I needed to be able to be okay about it with me. And then in this same time period came more information that was like, okay, now I can understand a bigger picture of this and I can close those doors. So like that is now settled. So this period of time of Mercury retrograde wants to bring up things about communication. So this is just an example of for me. But Mercury retrograde is wanting to bring up things for communication and things to be healed and addressed. And this time with Jupiter and Mars is also trying to get you into action to address something that maybe has been pushed to the side, put on a shelf, forgotten about, shoved under the rug, or swallowed. Maybe we didn't say the words, maybe we didn't have the words at the time. And so this is the opportunity to allow Mercury retrograde to help us bring the words and Mars to spur us into this action, so that perhaps you have the opportunity to write a letter or at least plan your words, something like that. So speaking of planning your words, tomorrow night, I know this is a terrible segue, but I don't want to forget to mention it. Tomorrow night at the Journey Within Spiritualist National Union Church in New Jersey via Zoom, hi Debbie, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you weren't here like just 5 minutes earlier, 2 minutes earlier, because Riley is like 20 pounds and was sitting on my desk and I could have given you a visit. Very fabulous woman on Instagram who's visiting who's with us, is the woman who rescued Riley. Those of you who were with me last week, Riley was a beautiful white cat that was poking his head around, and he was like, that's big, when Debbie rescued him, and now he's like this 25-pound cat. He's so big when he was just here. So anyway, I'll give him a scritch for you, Debbie. So anyway, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, I am teaching, so talking about planning your words, I am teaching a 2-hour class for all of us who are healers and readers and seers and doers and, whatever it is that is your thing in the metaphysical. If you are a skilled healer or worker, light worker, and you just don't have the business knowledge, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on Zoom, we're going to be spending 2 hours to really do a deep dive into A to Z on how do you build a business. Like, I'm a healer, I'm a reader, I know my stuff. How do I now get clients? How do I now build a business to be able to like make something that could maybe replace an income, or that could change, replace a job, something like that. So we're going to spend 2 hours about that tomorrow night. So if you haven't, let me get the link. I know it's on my page. But let me just throw this into the comments for us really quick. I just want to write something down really quick. Make sure, because as I'm planning my words, I want to make sure that I have not left anything out for this class. It is going to be so amazing. I am really, really excited about it. It is, there's so much information that's in here. There's so much like meat and potatoes, I guess they say, in this class. And so here's the link. I'm going to put it in the comments, but it's also pinned to the top of my page, so and I can put that on Instagram as well. So for tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, it's $20. It's like all of $20. You get me for 2 hours to teach you everything I know. I have built a multi-million-dollar Mary Kay business over the last 28 years. My group of consultants has sold close to $4 million worth of products, so I kind of know some stuff. So I'd love for you to come and be part of what we're doing tomorrow, because it's all about helping you build your business. Now, what if you're not a light worker? What if you're not a reader? What if you're just like trying to start a business? Great, come on along. So we're not going to turn anybody away who wants to know more about how you build business. So come on and be part of that. Okay, so we talked a little bit about what's going on in the universe, right? And we talked a little bit about what's going on tomorrow night, which is very, very exciting. Let's look at some cards, okay? I always want to start with the animal spirit cards, because I think they tell us so much about what's going on in the world around us right now. And we know this is a really big time about communication. I do also want to look up something about vultures, because there was something that came up for me that came into my awareness. So it wasn't specific about me, but it came into my awareness about vultures. So I want to make sure we're going to pull a card, or whatever card wants to be pulled, but we're going to also look at, I'm going to look in the book for the information about vultures, because this is a time of regeneration. This is absolutely a time of the dead things falling away and the necrotic tissue, and I don't mean to be gross or anything like that, but the dead things falling away so that new things can be reborn and created. So that is a very, very big thing about what's going on right now. So so it's really important that we are paying attention to what is going on right now, because when you think, oh, a vulture is bad news or something is going on, and then when you are looking at like that, well, that means something died. It's like, well, it's not necessarily about a person dying, but it is about something that is coming to an end of a chapter, an end of a time, so that it can be regenerated, reborn. So some things have to die and be removed so that new things can come in. Okay, so I pull this card. It's upside down. It's a humpback whale. I gotta get my glasses. The humpbacked whale. I love that. The humpback whale. I don't know if you were following the Olympics, if you saw the picture of the humpback whale jumping out of the water during the surfing competition in the background. That was amazing. I screenshotted that picture because I thought that was so incredible. So I can actually post that here too. So this is the humpback whale. It says music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether you're singing or playing an instrument or just listening to it. So music is essential. So one of the things that this really communicates to me is about communication, right? So we're talking about the need to really tap in and listen to what's going on in ourselves, right? To be this time of Mercury retrograde, which brings up communication issues, and this time of Jupiter and Mars coming together, trying to really push us to deal with things that we have not dealt with. And my dog, I don't know if you can hear her, but she's going, so we're having some communication going on. It's really important that we are taking this time for communication. So when we talk about music, the humpbacked whale says music is essential to your healing and your well-being. But it is, because music is essential to our sanity. It helps to shape our moods. It helps us to connect with other people. It helps us to find the words. We talked about before, maybe you didn't have the words to deal with an issue. Shh. He didn't have the words to deal with an issue before. So music is reminding us about communication, about connection, okay? So this is really, really important. And it comes in upside down. And I don't think that this deck has an upside down, but if it does, if it did, it's one of the things to remind us not to forget to not only play music, listen to music, allow music to move us, but it's more than that. It's about not going to sleep, whether tonight or at the end of our lives, with our music unplayed, right? That our music is being played, that we are being true to ourselves, we are moving ourselves forward in a true way, in a way that is really helping us be our most authentic selves. That's why, so for me, I retired from being a director with Mary Kay back at the end of March, is something I had been thinking about for probably 3 years, but I realized that it was time, the time, like everything was aligned for it to be the right time, because it was time for me to have different music, okay? So really, this isn't just about listening to music or singing. Hey, sit down. No. She is 20 years old, my dog, and super pushy. But this is also about allowing our own music to come out. It's not just about taking music in, whether we're listening or singing or creating music. It's about sharing that with the world, about sharing our music. So not necessarily just la la la, but sharing our music, meaning our truest self. We say, don't let us die with our music still inside of us. It's not necessarily about an opera. It's about our truth, our mission, our good girl. What is the thing for us that we want to really make sure that we get out into the world before we leave this physical body? All right, let me go back to the vulture. Let me see if I can find this. No, there doesn't seem to be. There's not one UVW, because there's not one in here. Where's my book? Where's this book? Okay, so as always, we're using the Stephen Farmer cards, but I also have the book. And let's see, UVW. Interesting. He doesn't seem to really like the vulture, so it's not in any of the books. So that's very interesting. So we'll have to go and figure that out on another place. But something about vultures has been really coming up a lot lately, and this is really about this letting things die in order for them to be reborn, for things to be rebirthed, right? So if you have, hi Tracy, we're not quite there yet, so hang on. So if you have stuff that's going on, knowing that these things are shifting for you, that if something is dying or something is shifting, it is, hi Stacy. Stacy, my class is Wednesday. Stacy's got an amazing class on the 15th. So that's Thursday. So Stacy's got an amazing class. They're doing an evening of mediumship with Stacy and another friend are doing an amazing event for mediumship and communication. So if you, Stacy, if you want to put your link, please feel free. So this is really about allowing things to shift. So if something is being taken away from you, if something feels like it's a loss or like a relationship is ending, or if you feel like maybe a job is ending or somebody is moving away or you're moving, something feels like this situation is dying, as much as it is often our instinct to be like, no, it is, thank you, Stacey. It is so important for us to allow these things to take their natural course, because the thing has to create room for the next thing. And so for us, we have like, in my garden, we'll often like pull off like the dead leaves, I'll pull the weeds, and I'll break them up, but I'll leave them right there because they become the fertilizer, they become the nutrition for the next thing to grow. And I don't think I put it on this page, but I have my little black Chihuahua. He's literally in my desk drawer right here. He is 8 pounds Chihuahua, okay? And so here's my water bottle. He's about this big, okay? Here's my water bottle. So with this practice of trimming things and letting them die where they are and letting them become part of the earth, a couple weeks back I harvested a sweet potato that, I'm not kidding you, was this big. A sweet potato from my garden. It was 3 pounds, 2.8 ounces and 11. 2 pounds, 8 ounces and 11.11. I mean, it's a 3-pound sweet potato. That's crazy. It was this big. It was as big as my dog. So, but this is what I'm saying, is when you are allowing things to go, because things come to an end and our tendency is to hold on to them. And so what Mercury retrograde in this time, this alignment of Jupiter and Mars, is saying, no, it's time for us to let go. It's time to let things just happen, let them unfold. If you're feeling pushed from Mars to get into action and to do something, so that you are having this communication to be able to close a chapter, it's this time to let things go. This is a time to allow things to come to their natural end. Let the vultures pick off the meat. I don't mean to be gross, but knowing that the rest of it is going to be the compost that will feed the regeneration of the next thing that is coming for you. Because this is a time of great shift and creation that is happening right now. Okay, so that's it. That's our animal cards. So we're going to go to our cards. I think I want to switch today to the Rebecca Campbell deck. We've been using the Colette Baron Reed Wisdom of the Oracle deck for a while. I think I want to switch to Rebecca Campbell's deck today. Okay, so for those of you who are new with us, yay, welcome. We're going to do 3 to 4 cards that are for the general population, the general collective information about what's going on right now. For you, things you need to know for the week, right? Oh, this is why I don't use this deck so much anymore. It uses so much, I love it so much, it's like completely bent because I shuffle it so much. So let me shuffle it the other way. So let me see, how do I do this? Okay, so I've been trying to shuffle it backwards so that it's not, I don't want to break the cards, but they're so well loved. This is one of my favoriteest decks. This is the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Life Oracle. When I first saw this card deck, I like literally, I don't know, it's just called to me. I was like, I need that deck, and it just is one of my favorite decks. All right, so we're going to pull 3 cards that are going to be for the collective, like what's going on right now that we need to know to help us get through the week, right? And we're going to have this full moon coming up in the next, so we're in the first quarter right now. So the full moon is going to be on, I'm in the wrong month on my calendar. So next week, right? So we've got the full moon is on next Monday. Okay. So this is also Tisha B'Av, which in the Jewish calendar, this is a holy day. This is a sad holy day. There's a lot of things that happened where the temples were destroyed and the Jewish people were exiled and persecuted that happened on Tisha B'Av, or that the rabbis in the ancient times decided they were going to just commemorate all on this same day. So if you know Jewish people, this is a day of fasting. It's a day of mourning. And so it starts at sundown. So if you have some folks, you see some things on the internet, that's what's going on with that. It is considered a holy day. It's considered a sad day. So the first temple and the second temple in Jerusalem. And so if you ever go to Jerusalem, and you have the Kotel, the Western Wall, where they they call it the Wailing Wall, right? It's a big giant wall that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. That's the wall that's remaining of the second temple. That was King Solomon's temple. So really amazing things to be able to go there. So we definitely want to hope that can stay there. So, all right, so what do we need to know about what's going on this week? So we have the 8th. Okay, we talk, the cards listen. It makes me so happy. So this is the age of light, okay? This is the age of light. And even though it doesn't feel like it, if you watch the news, maybe it doesn't feel like this is such an age of enlightenment or light. There's a lot of dark that's going on. But remember what we were just talking about with the vultures and the necrotic and how things have to die to make room for the next thing, to make room for the next, the evolving, the evolution, the things that will still be created. And so this is the age of light. It says you've been training for this for lifetimes. That's what it says down here. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So this means that we're okay. Okay? This reminds us that we're okay. Whatever might be going on, we're watching the news, we're looking at people trying to bomb each other, we're looking at all this unrest and people, it can be very, very upsetting, of course. But this is the reminder that we are okay. In every age, unfortunately, there have been wars going all the way back to the caveman times, fighting over things for property, for rights, for animals, for whatever it was. And someday, humans are going to get it right. Humans are going to understand, right? We're going to evolve to the point. But the thing that we have to remember is all of that stuff happened, and we're all still here. We're all still here. humanity has continued, which means humans are still striving to figure it out. We're still striving to get it right. So this reminds us that we are in a more enlightened age now, right now, than we ever have been before, because we have more spiritualists, we have more communication with the divine, we have more people who are waking up. Every single day I have people that call me and want to make appointments because they're like, I don't know, I just know I need to hear something, see something, there's something more out there. People are waking up, and it's been happening for a while. It's about 5, 6, 7 years now that more and more people are waking up. And so this tells us that we are the people who've been preparing for this for lifetimes, are the ones who are here who are being like, it's okay, we got you, come on in, we've got the light, we've got cookies, come in, right? And so people are waking up, and more people are saying, we don't want to live like this anymore. We don't want war, we don't want strife, we don't want any of this kind of stuff. We want something else. They may be not sure exactly what it is or how to get it yet, but we are going to be okay. And so as much as things may happen and they're going to be upsetting, humanity is going to continue and we are going to be okay. So this is something that's really important for us to understand, that even what we're seeing on the news, because the news does not tell us the whole story, right? The news is about, what do they say, if it bleeds, it leads, right? If it's not a good story, you're never going to hear about it, right? But we look at it and we say, oh, the good story is the good stuff that happened, about people caring and lifting each other and helping each other, right? I heard this story about the Olympics. There was a gentleman who was the defending world champion marathoner, and he had multiple gold medals in the marathon. I think this was like his 4th Olympics, and I'm behind on the Olympics because I was traveling, so you're going to hear me talk about the Olympics for a while. So he was, when it was clear that he was not going to be in medal contention to defend his title, instead of pushing himself to hurt himself or to quit or something like that, he stopped in the middle of the marathon, and he waited for the last person to come through, and then he came through behind them so they would have a better score than he had, because he didn't need it. He'd been the world champion for 3 cycles. I mean, that's 4 years, that's 12 years, right? So he didn't need another accolade, but the opportunity to help someone else have a better finish and not be last, he was like, I'll be last, it's fine. And so he crossed the finish line, he took off his shoes, and he retired. And I just thought, and some people heard that story and they thought, what a quitter. And I thought, no, because when you know who you are, you no longer have a need to prove yourself to somebody else. This gentleman did not have to prove a thing to anybody. He was the world champion, and he was able to make a decision that was in alignment with his soul and his higher, and to be able to say, you know what, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and I'm ready to move on to the next thing. And so I'm going to help bless somebody else along the way. So I just love that story, and it shows us that people are learning. People are seeing things from a different perspective, because a traditional competition would be, hey, John Ross, happy birthday. Everybody, happy 35th birthday to John Ross. A traditional competitor would say, no, I have to, ego, gotta win, right? And we saw some of these things, like with the, interviews, the wraparound stories they would do for the Olympic guys, and they'd be like, I'm the best, I'm going to win, oh, you betcha that's going to be me, and then they don't win, and you think, oh, I'm sorry. But here was a man who spoke with his actions, and he created a totally different vibe. So these kind of stories don't make the news, but these kind of stories show us that people are changing, okay? So we know that there's a small minority, a very loud minority that's out there going, ah! But then we know there's a majority of people who are like, hey, can I hold the door for you? Hey, how about if I buy your coffee and you can buy the next guy's? I mean, come on in the traffic, you can merge. People who are extending kindness. And remember, we see stuff on the TV, only the negative stuff, right? He did show grace. He did. I mean, isn't that an incredible story? So, okay. We're going to move on to the next card. So the next card is no. I love these cards that are so simple, right? We could understand. So here's the thing. We talked about Jupiter and Mars. We talked about Mercury retrograde and things coming up for you, right? And we talked about letting go of things, letting things die. And so this no card reminds us to stop trying to hold on to the things that we can't control, Stop trying to hold on to the things that are dying. It's like if you're trying to hold water in your hand, it is impossible. You have to let it go because it's never going to go through. Or sand, if you're trying to hold sand in your hand, eventually it's going to go through. And it's designed to go through. Things are designed to change. I know humans, we don't like that, right? We want to stay, everything should stay the same. We don't want to do a change, right? But this is really, society and humanity is about evolution. We're about change. So it's important that we understand the things that are not for us, let them go. Hold things with an open hand. What is it they say? Let the thing go if it comes back to you. It wasn't meant for you, and if it doesn't come back to you, it wasn't yours anyway. I like parts of that, but basically to hold things with an open hand. And so when I talked about trying to make some sort of resolution or like resolve some things with my niece, and she was not interested. And so I had to be able to look at that from the perspective to be able to say, that's fine. I am not going to be tied. Oh, goddess of karma, you're a spammer. And so as soon as you start posting, I'm going to have to ban you. So you might just go now because you're probably a spammer. If you're not, I apologize. But if you're a spammer, we're going to ban you. So I'm just saying it right now. So I had to not be tied to the outcome, right? I had to not be tied to the outcome. I had to be able to say to my niece, here's me, I love you, I love to talk with you, I love to try and work things out, but if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And to not be tied to the outcome. So the no reminds us to hold things with an open hand and not be tied to the outcome, right? We're not the Olympians. We're not the ones who are being like, I have to win, I have to win, I have to win. We don't have to do that because that's not who we are. Now, if you're an Olympian, okay, I apologize. But for most of us, we are not being that person. So we are being able to hold things with an open hand, but that's a choice, right? We can hold on to something with such desperation that we can end up crushing it and hurting it and hurting the people around that situation. Whereas if we can hold things with an open hand, we can really move forward in a very different way. All right, so the last card is answer the call. And so this is reminding us that the things that are coming forward through this Mercury retrograde, through this alignment of Jupiter and Mars, that these things that are coming forward, that are coming up for us, are coming up for a reason. They're coming up for a reason. Now, humans have free will. We don't have to, you could definitely be like, la, 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 until the end of retrograde, and that's up to you. But these things are happening for a purpose. These things that are coming up for you, these nickels, these little things that's like, oh, I should reach out to that person. That's happening for a reason. How many times have you followed that little nickel and you call that person or you send a text or something and you're just like, they're like, I was just thinking about you. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. And it's like, so I had a friend of mine call me the other day. Stacy, it was Stacy who called me the other day, and she said, I don't know why, but I was supposed to call you. And then she's like, it just felt like I was supposed to call you. Not only did we have this amazing conversation, but she also was able to provide some fantastic information for my class that is tomorrow night. So she followed the nickel. She followed that instinct, that feeling of answering the call, of no pun intended, to pick up a phone and call me. But that was really so important that she created that she heard it, she honored it, she acted on it, and then we had this wonderful conversation. It was marvelous, and then she was able to help me with stuff I hadn't even thought about for putting in my class. So the class will be richer because Stacy answered the call. So what is it that's coming up for you that's like a nickel that's asking you to make a move, that's asking you to take action on something? Okay, so it's really important that you are paying attention. Okay, so now, okay, so let me review, because we were talking about vultures. We're talking about the age of light, that everything is happening. I love that you kept hearing Call Sherry, and I love that you did it, because it was so wonderful to talk with you. So we have answering the age of light, so we know that we are in the time where things are changing, things are shifting, things are growing, and that it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to hold on to stuff and fight the change. Allow it to happen. We have to remember to hold things with an open hand and not try and hold on to the things that are not for us, right? Let go of those things. Allow things to play out how they will. Okay, the universe knows what's up. Right? And then being able to answer the call when you hear the niggle. Stacy kept hearing Call Sherry, and she did. And it's not only it benefited me, it benefited Stacy. I think we had a wonderful conversation. We talked about some stuff, able to give each other a little guidance on different things. And then also the information is going to bless a bunch of people in the class tomorrow. So when we answer the call, it makes a big difference. Now, Lisa asks a really important question. What if you can't decide what to do? So that's a really important question, Lisa. So when I can't decide what to do about something, I will put things like, imagine that I have the two things in my hands. Okay, and so first of all, we want to imagine, so this happened to my son the other day, okay? So my son, he has a job, he's doing really great, he's 26, he's, off on, his own, and he got a job offer from another company that was like $5 more an hour. I mean, in his 26-year-old mind, it was like, wow, like really a lot of money, which I totally get. I mean, $30 an hour is a lot for anybody. And I asked him, he's like, what do I do? What do I do? And I said, okay, take the money off the table. So Lisa, take off the table the things that would be different, okay? So I asked him, I said, if all things were the same and you had the two jobs, all things were the same, the money was the same, the commute was the same, the people were both nice, you're doing good, interesting things, which one? And he said, well, this one. He chose the job where he is, not the job with the money. Okay, so first of all, I would tell you, if you chase money, money is all you get. Okay, if you're following from the heart, you're following from your spirit, your guts, right? Your dantian, your womb space, that place where your solar plexus and your sacral chakra are meeting. Not the base chakra, because that's like food and shelter and stuff. But the place where we define who we are and how we show up and we want to show up in the world is the sacral chakra and the solar plexus. So Lisa, feel into that area and allow yourself to say, well, okay, what are the things about this that are the same? Okay, and if these things were the same, which decision, which direction do I want to go? Do I want to buy this car or that car? Do I want to stay in this relationship? Do I not want to stay in this relationship? The things, all things being equal, right? We've heard this saying before. All things being equal, what does your guts tell you? Now, here's the other thing, and I wrote this the other day. Oh, here it is. A couple of weeks ago when we were together, I wrote this. So, regardless of what you decide, Lisa, okay, there's no wrong answer, okay? So I want to make sure I say that again. Regardless of what you decide, there is no wrong answer, okay? So if you're feeling like, I don't want to make a decision because I don't want to make a mistake, let me explain to you that you literally cannot. So I wrote this a couple of weeks ago when we were together. This is Jeremy Baramy. This is Jeremy Baramy. I know it makes it backwards in Instagram. This is Jeremy Baramy. Now, Jeremy Baramy, and it's written in cursive, right? It's written in cursive, right? We remember cursive. I don't even think they teach it anymore. But Jeremy Baramy was from there was a Ted Danson Kristen Bell show called The Good Place. And in one of the episodes later in the season where Ted Danson is not a bad guy anymore, now he's a good guy. And so he's trying to explain to the others how time works. And he writes on the board, Jeremy Baramy, because what he's saying is, this is how time works, that you're going to go forward and backward and loop around and lump over and loop back around, and you're going to continue to go forward regardless of the decision you make. There's always going to be a place where we're going to loop up and backwards, and it's going to feel like we're going backwards, right? You make the E and you're going backwards. It feels like we're going backwards, but the truth is we're still looping around to go forwards. So Lisa, there's not a wrong move, right? There's a move that's going to take you more directly forward to the place you want to go and the alignment that you want to be in. And then there's a move that's going to take you on the more scenic route, okay? With some things that maybe you need to learn or experience or have or do or be before you can move forward to how you want to show up in the world and be in alignment with your purpose and your goal. There is not a wrong answer. And so when we can take that away, we put so much pressure on ourselves as humans to make the right answer, the right decision. And I'm telling you, there just isn't one. There is a more direct route, which may have a detour later, because nobody gets out without the detour. So if you think you're going to try and get there and not have a detour, that's really nice thought. Then we're going to take the scenic route now, okay? Because all of us are having experiences that are helping us to become the humans that we need to be in order to get to the places we're trying to go, okay? So there's not a wrong answer, Lisa. Take that pressure off of yourself and say, okay, it was totally up to me and nobody else got a vote, and I wasn't trying to impress anybody, and I wasn't trying to make somebody like me or think some kind of way, and I just was going to make the decision to F everybody else. I'm just going to make the decision for me. What do I want? And that is the right decision, because there's never a wrong one, but that one, the one that feels right in your body, that's going to be the one that goes whoop forwards, okay? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Okay. So So I had written it down for us because we were talking about it. Because this Jeremy bear me thing comes up a lot, right? And for me too. I mean, anytime I'm like, oh God, did I just do long way around? And I'm like, well, Jeremy bear me. And I was listening. Okay, Olympics. I was listening to the people that were analyzing the track thing for the 800, which is where you go around the track twice. And they're like, okay, because that's particularly interesting to me because my younger son ran track and that's what he ran. And actually my husband ran that too. And so they go around the track the first time, but when they get around they come back to the start and then they get to the first curve and they come around that curve, and the announcer was talking about how they use that centrifugal force around that first curve of the second lap to slingshot themselves forward to get up their speed so that they can really sprint it for that last 300 meters to come in that last part of the run. So even if you had to come around again, you're using that centrifugal force to slingshot you around. So super glad. So happy to be helpful. Yay. All right, so let's pick some cards for some people. So I know some folks had put in the chat before, but I can't scroll back like that. So especially on Facebook, I think I've told y'all before, it's hard for me to go backwards. So if you are ready for a card, and I'm going to keep these three out, the no, the follow the call, and answer the call, and the age of light, because we've had those. And so we will go in order, okay? So we will go in order. And you know, if you want a card, you've got to physically say, I would like a card, please, so that I can have permission energetically to come into you. You don't have to tell me your question of what you would like the cards to answer for you, but if you have that question in your heart and your mind, the cards will figure it out. Because as we've all seen multiple times, if you've been following me, the cards are very good eavesdroppers. So, and I love that. I love that. Because I don't have to ask them, they just know. All right, so we are going to start with Belinda, and then Ellen and Kimmy, and then we'll go from there. All right. Now, if you do get a spammer and somebody who tries to comment for you and be like, oh, send me your, DM me or send me a friend request, please just block that person, report them as a spammer. You don't have to, be here and have a risk of being peppered with people who are trying to be nefarious. I see you, Debbie. I see you. All right, so we're going to do Belinda and Ellen and Kimmy, and then we'll zip over to Instagram and we'll get Debbie. All right, so Belinda says, I would love a card, please. And this card is the Great Gathering. This is, it's all coming together, intuitive hits and your soul tribe. So this is the intuitive gathering, the Great Gathering. So Belinda, trust that the people who are coming into your life right now, because some of them, it feels like those new people that are coming in, but also some of them feel like maybe they're just kind of scritchy. Belinda, people are coming into your life, coming into your circle that are maybe, their energy just feels kind of itchy to you. They're not smooth and filled with light, that they're trying to figure their own stuff out. But just trust that these people, these energies that are coming around you, are coming to you for your own benefit. They're coming to help you refine and develop and continue on this track that you've been on. They're helping you to move to the next level, okay? So you are having this time of expansion, Belinda. This is a time of you are growing out and you are expanding your heart and expanding your mind, not your brain, your mind, of believing in and having faith in and leaning into what's out there to be able to help you to grow. And so these people that are coming around you right now, some are here to help you, to lift you, and others are here to help to refine you. Okay, so all these that are coming around you, even the ones that are feeling kind of sketchy to you, these are all coming in for a higher purpose to help refine you. Refinement is the word I keep hearing in my head. Some fine, and the lights in my office just start blinking like crazy. So some finishing touches so that you're going to be ready for that next step. So there's a next step that's coming for you, but this is allowing you to be ready to go forward. Okay, so a little bit of fine tuning, getting stuff ready. Okay, Ellen Jane. So we have deep replenishment. Ellen, this is retreat, rest, and be held. So Ellen, even when you had first come in, when we started, I was like, ooh, some stress is there. And I feel this like in my throat. I feel like you maybe are having a bumpy ride right now through this retrograde. And so this is the thing that I want to say to you. It is okay for you to step back. It is so okay. You are so welcome, Belinda. Ellen, it is so okay for you to step back and say, you know what? I am not ready to deal with what retrograde is trying to show me. I'm going to take this one off. Because, we have 4 retrogrades a year at least. So it's fine. Okay, so Ellen, it is okay for you to be able to be like, okay, like energetically, it just needs some me time. But I would also suggest to take a walk. If you can take a walk where there's a place where there's mature trees, beautiful, like big mature trees, that's going to really help you to recharge and reset your energy. If you can get to a place like a beach with salt water, and you can stand with your feet in the sand, and just because we have all these chakras in the base of our feet and all these pressure points in the base of our feet, we can stand. It's so detoxifying, and just to help you feel regenerated, rejuvenated. And so, Ellen, the other thing is, if you're feeling like people are draining around you, like people around you where you're feeling like, oh, I just can't be around that person, it is okay for you to hit the crystal shop and get some shungite. Shungite is a black stone. Hey, some shungite. So black stone. I honestly put these in the bottom of my water bottles a lot, because it takes all the like detoxifying and like negative energy and ions out of the water. But so this one, and then this is chrysoprase. It's a green one. You can find it at a lot of crystal shops. This is great for getting back in touch with your soul's energy. Okay. So also you might look at something blue like Larimar, something to heal the heart energies, so that no one's too late, JD, no one's too late. So some things to help to heal some energy for you, Ellen. Okay, so we had Belinda, and was that Karen? No, it was Ellen. Was that Karen? Oh my gosh, I think. No, it was Ellen. Okay, I get myself confused. Okay, Belinda and Ellen. We're going to do Kimmy, and then we're going to go over to Lisa over on, Debbie. Sorry. Oh, I got me all confused. I got myself all confused. All right, Ellen, we're going to do Kimmy, and then we're going to do Debbie, and then we're going to come back, and then Fatima, I see you. And so we're going to do, okay, so we've got Kimmy. Awesome. I absolutely will fill John for you, my friend. So we try and do everybody in order. So we're going to do Kimmy. Kimmy. So this card is don't dim to fit in. So Kimmy, stay the course. Stay in your lane. Stay on your track. Don't be looking left or right. I saw this, Olympics. I saw this guy was running, and he was like in first place, and he became so concerned about who was coming up beside him that he wasted all his energy going like this, and he ended up in third. So if he had just stayed in his race and just run it for himself, he was totally going to win. So stay in your lane. Don't dress to impress. Don't feel like you dress for you, you act for you, you do the things for you. People are going to love you or they're not. And the people who don't, God bless, off you go. And we don't have to worry about that, okay? So please don't get caught up in other people's drama. Okay, this is really important that we're not getting caught up in other people's drama. We're not getting sucked into someone else's soap opera where we're like, oh, I need to get like that. Okay, so I just come back from this Mary Kay convention, and every single year I get to this Mary Kay convention, I'm like, ooh, do I need to get a haircut? Do I need to change my hair? Do I need to do I need to get some different shoes? Like, because we compare ourselves and we eat ourselves alive by comparing, right? And this time, because now I'm like a different person and whatever, and so I was like, I got new dresses that I liked, and I felt great, and I had a blast, and it was just me, and somebody didn't like it. So, Kimmy, don't dress to impress anybody but you. You feel comfortable in your skin, and you stay with that, okay? Okay, so we're going to jump over to, okay, so I see Belinda and Karen, and I see Lisa and Janie, and I see Stacy. So I'm going to jump over. We're going to do Debbie and Fatima on Instagram, and then we're going to come back. Okay, so Debbie, you are welcome, Kimmy. Oop, Debbie, this one jumps right out for you. Debbie Spice, my friend who gave me my super, super sweet, soft, fluffy Riley cat, who I adore. This is the Pleiades. And so, Debbie, it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Now, this is perfect because, I didn't do you, Tracy. Now, this is perfect, Debbie, because you are absolutely somebody who is out there uplifting humanity, okay? And this is reminding you to not forget about yourself, not forgetting about your self-care, making sure that you are taking care of you while you're out there trying to take care of everybody else, okay? So this is really important. So this is the double mission. It says channeling and uplifting humanity. But we have to make sure that we are also uplifting ourselves, okay? So Debbie, you do so many things for so many other people. I want to make sure that you are not forgetting to take care of you as well. Okay, so you listen. I know you listen to the guides. I know you listen to your higher powers and your higher spirits. But this is, again, just remember to pay attention to your physical body, that you're not overdoing it, and that you are resting when you want to, okay, when you need to. Okay, there's a thing when you are when you're striving and you're racing to the top, right? And there's a saying that talks about wrestling a gorilla. It says we don't stop when when we get tired, we stop when the gorilla is tired, right? And so I want to tell you, stop wrestling gorillas. So we want to have self-care. We want to rest when we need to rest, okay? So Debbie, this is just a reminder that you don't have to fight all the gorillas. You don't have to save everybody. This is a reminder that self-care and self-rest, self-compassion is super, super important. All right, so we're going to do Fatima. Oops, hang on Instagram. Okay, and then we're going to come back over to Facebook. Okay. Okay, so this is the yes card. This is the yes card. So this is this reminder for you that it is time and it is safe for you to go forward. Everything is in alignment. So you can see the pyramid is lined up with the stars, the planets, everyone is gathered, everyone is on the same page. We all got the outfit memo. So this is a time for you, Fatima, to move forward. It's time for you to be able to move forward. It's time for you to say, okay, what do I want? Where do I want to go? How do I want to go forward? And go for it, okay? So we don't want to get stuck in our story, right? We get stuck in the thing we keep telling ourselves over and over in our heads, right? So Fatima, they're talking about this is time for you to close that chapter, which is one of those things that Mars and Jupiter are doing for us right now, is to close that chapter and move forward with a fresh start. So you are very welcome, Debbie Spice. I always love it when you show up. It's so nice to see your name pop up, and thank you so much for all that you do for everybody, including me. So, all right, so we're going to come back over to Facebook. We are. So Fatima, I hope that makes sense for you, my friend. All right, so we're going to come back over. Where did we leave off? We have Belinda, Ellen, Kimmy, Belinda, Karen Fisher, and Lisa. Okay, and then we got Jane. Congratulations on your new job. That is really exciting. I hope it is really wonderful. All right, so Karen, this card is boundaries. So Karen, this card is boundaries. It says, where do you need to establish a better boundary? So this card is boundaries. Okay, so this says, we do not have to put up with this anymore. So I hear that Quiet Riot song in my head, right? We're not going to take it. No, we ain't going to take it. So Karen, this is about you setting boundaries. Now, we do not have to be a bitch when we set boundaries, okay? You do not have to be a bitch. We can absolutely say the word no. We can say, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. I was offered this great opportunity to try out a new product, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to try this new product, sure, let me know. And then they're like, okay, we want you to do this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, no, thank you, but that's not in alignment with my where I'm going right now. That's not in alignment with my path right now, so thank you very much, but I wish you all the best. Goodbye. Okay, so this is okay for us to set boundaries, and we must. Now, we don't have to be bitchy about it. I'm not saying to this person stupid, I'm not doing that, right? We don't have to be mean, but you just say, I'm sorry that this doesn't work for me right now. And actually, you want to fix that and not even say I'm sorry, because we do not need to apologize. We just say, that just doesn't work for me, but I wish you all the best. That just doesn't work for me, but I wish you all the best. Okay, and sometimes it's harder when it's family, the boundaries, and it's okay to still say, let me get back to you on that. Okay. Let me get back to you on that, because there's certain, how many times did somebody say they were going to call you back and then they didn't? And I know we get annoyed with that, and I'm not saying we should be bad actors, but it is okay for us to say, let me get back to you on that, and think about it, step back, feel about it, how does it feel? Make sure that we are setting the boundaries that work for us. Boundaries are not about setting something in place that works for somebody else. Boundaries is about setting those things in place for what works for us. Okay? Boundaries is about you. Okay? We talk about how we set boundaries because we want to protect ourselves or something from somebody else. And I want to tell you that the boundaries are for us. Okay? We set boundaries that work for us, not because of someone or something, but because of us. Okay, so the reason my niece hates me is because I totally walked away from her mother and her uncle, because I needed to set some boundaries. I needed to set boundaries that were for me, because for years and years I had set boundaries that worked for them, and I was like, you know what? Now I need to have boundaries that work for me. Okay, so we set the boundaries that work for us. Okay, hopefully, Karen, I hope that makes sense and sounds like that you understand where that's supposed to incorporate into your space. Okay, Lisa. And then Janie and Stacy. Okay, all right. So Lisa, this card for you. Oh, I love this for you. Lisa's card is Warrior Woman. This card is Warrior Woman, and it says, have you, I love this card for you, Lisa. It says, have you answered your deepest calling? So I almost feel like I don't need to say anything on this, Lisa, because we've already had this conversation. Remember the part where I said the cards are little eavesdroppers? Because they are, and I don't mean that in any negative way, my friends. I marvel at your ability to, listen and to hear. So Lisa, you are the Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest call? And so this is right in alignment with everything we were talking about for you before. So I'm just going to give this to you as confirmation that what we have talked about is exactly what you needed to hear, and then now you understand how to go forward. Okay? So I hope that is helpful for you. Okay. All right. Karen, you are absolutely welcome. I look forward to you getting back to me. Okay, so Lisa, I am so excited for you because that just when the cards line up like that, just makes my heart so happy. Okay, so Janie started a new job. You are not too late, and we're gonna get Janie and Stacy. So Janie, I love this. This is transformation. This transformation card, and this says things are changing at a cellular level. There is deep healing going on. And so hopefully this job is a place where you're going to feel safe, and you're going to be able to feel grounded, and you're going to be able to feel like you can plant your feet in it so that you don't have to worry about that, and then you're going to be able to do some evolution and some growing in other areas. So this is feeling like this job, it feels like it is something that is where you can plant your feet in. What I feel like is it's not feet sinking into the mud. It's that you're standing on this bedrock, and that the rock is gathering you. If you've ever seen in the movies where the rock go and they're gathering around your feet, so you're being held firm in a supportive way, not in a hostage way. Okay, so I feel like you sinking into this job, but the job is wrapping around you in a way that's we appreciate you being here, we support you, we want you to be part of the fold. Okay, so this job feels really fantastic for you, and it really feels now don't rush, don't feel like you have to, again, keep your boundaries, keep your true to you, right, stay in alignment, don't put on someone else's clothing. But if you're doing that, it really does feel like this is going to be a solid place for you to grow. And I love that, because when we're growing in one area, by osmosis, it allows us to heal other areas of our life. You know that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And so this really feels like that tide is rising for you, Jamie. So yay. All right, Stacy, my dear friend, Stacy. And then we've got Tracy, because we did not do Tracy, and I'm sorry your phone froze, but I'm glad you're back. So my friend Stacy, and make sure you look in the comments for her link for mediumship with Jody on Thursday night. This is Unbound, releasing old soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And so this is not an instruction, Stacy. This is a confirmation. Okay, I want to say this. This is not an instruction, this card. It is a confirmation. Okay, this is Unbound, because look how joyful these women are, floating free. They're like, woo, I am free. I am ready to go forward. I am ready to move forward. Okay, so Stacy, this is 100% a confirmation, because I know that you do events, right? I know that you've done events in the past, but I also know that you have not been public about events. You have been doing things in your own circle, in your own bubble, and that this is one of the first times that you are doing something big and spreading your wings and moving out into a wider world. And this is so important for you. This is the unbinding, the unbounding of Stacy. This is Stacy going out into the world and saying, you know what? Here I am. I'm going to be me. I have my boundaries. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to trust spirit and source, and I'm going forward. And so this is confirmation for you, okay? Unbound. You are letting go of soul contracts. You are letting go of things that don't serve you. You are moving forward in a path of light. And you are moving forward in a path that is helping you to evolve into the woman that is more confident in being who you came here to be. So I love that for you. Okay, Tracy. Okay, last one, right? I always say that, and then one more person shows up. All right, Tracy. Mintonkin. The universe is wonderful, Lisa. That's true. It's so true. And the more we remember that, the more the universe reminds us of that. The more we believe and lean into the fact that the universe has got our back and the universe is trying to help us, the universe goes, we got that. So, all right. It's cool. It's cool. All right. So Mintonkin, this is longing for home and longing for belonging and being connected to the original light workers. So Tracy, this is about remembering that you, we all need more confident Leos. Well, I get to see a different part of you than a lot of people see. And so this is a part about where I see is a confident coat. And what is the Unbound card, Stacy, is about the confident Stacy wearing the confident coat. Now that's not double confident, turning into something arrogant. But what I see Stacy is wearing a confident coat. And this card tells me that Stacy's not going to need the coat anymore because it's going to be Stacy. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so Tracy, because I know y'all love to do this to me. So Tracy, this is about getting in touch with your higher self. Okay, this is about not worrying about so much about what's going on the earth plane. It's all okay. It's okay. But about taking some time to get centered, to get grounded, to maybe do some meditation, to get more connected to your higher. Because I feel like you have this like Jack in the Beanstalk looking up. I know there's more up there. I want to climb up there, but I'm not ready. And what Mintonkin is talking about is it's time for you to get up that dang beanstalk. It is time for you to move yourself in the direction of more connection with your spirits, self, your higher guidance, your soul, your angels, your guides, and really to start co-creating with them in earnest, because there's been this fear of what if I start climbing that beanstalk and it's all my imagination? What if I start climbing that beanstalk and there's not really a beanstalk, I'm just climbing a lemon tree in my backyard? And what I want to tell you is that the universe is saying to you, if you need a beanstalk, we're going to create a beanstalk for you, and you need to trust us. And this is, I don't like to use that word need, but this is an opportunity for you to trust us. Okay, so Mintonkin is talking about getting back in touch, and says longing for home. This isn't about finding, your friend group. This is about connecting with your higher self. When we long for home, we are longing for our higher guidance connection, for where we came from, right? We're longing for that kind of home. Okay, so we're wanting to be more connected with spirit. We want to be more connected with our higher guidance. Okay, and that's a conscious choice where we sit and we get quiet and we say, what is it you need me to know today for my highest and best good in order to serve myself, to serve you, and serve others? That wasn't the right order. What do I need to know today for my highest and best good in order to serve you, to serve myself, and serve others? Okay, these are the things. Okay, so Tracy, you can do it. So don't worry so much about what other people think. It's okay if your phone froze. It's okay if you're late. Nobody cares. We love you for you. And it's time for you to love you for you, because you are a child of light. Child of the divine source where we all came from. That's why we're longing for home. We're longing for that connection back to the divine. All right, Stacy says, I had to place a boundary up around somebody, so I get it. I was being obnoxious. Y'all, you gotta go to Stacy's class on Thursday night, because she is the best. I mean, she's so much fun. I love her energy. It's always awesome to be around Stacy. And Stacy has the coolest, like, hippie Earth Mama vibe, and I love her. So check out her class on Thursday, her event on Thursday night. All right, we're going to pull one more card for the collective, right? So we all can get on the same page for the, to get, together. And this card is Inner Temple, okay? You are very welcome, Tracy. Okay, so this card is Inner Temple. It says devotion, tune into the portal of your heart, right? Devotion is not devotion to a deity. It's not devotion to another person. It's devotion to ourselves. It's tuning into our heart. It's devotion to being in alignment, okay? God doesn't need us to worship. God needs us to be in alignment, okay? Source energy is about alignment, okay? And so this reminds us that we are, being in alignment is a choice, right? Being in alignment. And it is something that we are going to do every day. It is active, okay? It is not passive. It's like, okay, I'm aligned. now I can go on the rest of my life. No, it does not work that way. Alignment is a constant energy, it is a constant choices. Is this action, whatever, is this in alignment with my goals, my guidance, my higher self? Am I keeping myself in alignment? Okay, so it is active, it is a conscious choice. So tune into the portal of your heart and you will always be able to stay in alignment. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to remind you to go to the Journey Within website, and it's journeywithin.org, journeywithin.org. And you can check out my class, which is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Zoom. It is a 2-hour class that is designed to help people who are trying to start a business. They're light workers or healers or something else, and you're trying to start a business. And we're going to help you to know literally A to Z, everything that you need to know about helping to get your business off the ground from your metaphysical. So you know all the skills. Now we're going to teach you the business. So that's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the Journey Within website. It is $20 paid in advance to get the Zoom link. So please be sure you go there. And then also check in the comments here on Facebook to get the link to Stacy's event. They're going to do a great mediumship event on Thursday night. And I look forward to seeing you all at one of these 2 awesome events. And always remember how very much you are loved. Have a great week. I will see you back here next Monday. Mwah.